Hello, everybody. Welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And in today's video, I'm continuing my ranking every single Pixar movie. This time, I'm doing number 11 through number 8 on my list. So stay tuned to see what they are here on Jason the Old Millennial. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well here on a Wednesday late afternoon period here in the state of Kansas. And yeah, I'm bringing back my ranking of every single Pixar movie. Past halfway through the list, basically. We're getting to our top 11 movies on my list. So getting to top 10, basically, here. And 11 on down are definitely, like, really good Pixar movies. Like, I feel like I've gone through, like, what I think are the bad Pixar movies, and I've gone through what I think is kind of like the okay Pixar movies that aren't ones I'm super crazy about that I really want to own on Blu-ray. Basically, 11 on down are all movies I'm going to either own on Blu-ray or I really want to get on Blu-ray at some point anyway. So, and these, yeah, some of the best animation movies of all time, in my opinion. And the top tier Pixar is the best, top tier of any animation studio, if you want to say. Anyway, so starting off with number 11 on my list, we have Toy Story 3. Yes, the third out of the Toy Story franchise. What we thought was be the last Toy Story movie for a while. It seemed to be a good place to end the franchise, the trilogy of Toy Story here. And even Toy Story 3, it was a little bit of a period between Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3, if I remember right. I'm sure it was like at least 10 years or more. So after Toy Story 2, it seemed like we're never going to get another Toy Story movie. And then, so when this came out, it was pretty huge. I mean, and I was very excited, of course, when it's on theater. Lots of excitement there because, it's the first two are so good and never thought we'd get another one, it felt like. And so when they announced the third one coming out, of course, how can you not get excited for one of the great animation, I want to say franchises of all time, and the movie that really made Pixar, put Pixar on the map, made Pixar so great anyway. So yeah, and I love the characters so much, so I'm always like, man, give me more Toy Story. I love getting back into these characters. And so yeah, we get Toy Story 3. A lot of people put Toy Story 3 as their favorite Toy Story movie, and Toy Story 3 I'm sure is like top 5 movie maybe for most people. It just barely misses out in my top 10 at number 11. I don't know, it's my least favorite, actually. This is the first time I've got Toy Story 3 on the list. So the other three are actually much higher on my list. I mean, I say much higher. They're like, top 10 movies anyways on my list. And yeah, Toy Story 3, I don't know. I've never been as excited or as loved it as much as other people. To be honest, I was kind of disappointed with the movie when I saw it in the theater. I think because I had so much hype for the movie, so excited. I don't know. It wasn't as funny, I think, as the other two movies up to that point. And I don't know, I wasn't as crazy over the plot line, and it felt somewhat similar to number 2 to me. I don't know if that's crazy to say that, but I don't know. When I watched it, I was like, oh, this feels like Toy Story 2 again, but not nearly as good. And yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a little underrated or overrated, I guess. I thought it was a little overrated at the time, and even got nominated for Best Picture. One of only 3 animation movies ever get nominated for Best Picture. So, I mean, it made tons of money. Critics loved it. Fans loved it. Yeah, definitely one of the fan favorites. I don't know. I was always the odd one. Was like, I didn't care for it. Over time, as I've rewatched this movie, I've enjoyed it more and more. And this last time watching it, I've kind of come around to going, yeah, it's still a pretty solid, good movie because I still love the characters so much. And there are some great moments in here. And obviously, the animation's so good. He has some heist moments, kind of, or breakout. It's like a prison breakout scene, kind of movie in a sense. And that's done very well. I think one of the strongest points for me is when Buzz Lightyear goes into Spanish mode. That's the funniest part of the movie, and that's my favorite part. Is Buzz he gets put in Spanish mode, and he's speaking Spanish, but he's like he doesn't have the memory of Buzz, so he doesn't understand, the dynamics of the group yet. And he falls in love with Jessie, of course, again. And I love his jealousy over Woody because he thinks Woody's like, romantically involved, and all of that's so funny. He does the Spanish dance. Oh, so funny. That's like the funniest part when he tries to seduce Jessie, I guess, and the cowgirl. Anyway, all that, definitely the best part of the movie. And of course, it's a very emotional, I admit, it still is a very emotional ending to the movie where I think they ended it in a very good way. And I like how they did it and how they moved on from Andy, who's been the owner, since Toy Story 1. And then we kind of go through this arc where Andy's getting older and now he's a college kid. He doesn't play with toys anymore. So what happens to the toy when your kid gets too old, I guess? And so they did a good job with that, and I think still a great ending to the series anyways. And it would have been fine if they ended it here, though I really like Toy Story 4 as well. So I'm happy with Toy Story 4 being out. But yeah, definitely still a solid movie here. Toy Story 3 at number 11 on my list. So getting up to number 10 on my list, movie I don't have at the moment. And another movie that's really kind of risen up lately is the movie Up. Up, which I think came out maybe like right after Toy Story 3, and it was nominated for Best Picture. Again, it's the third of 3 animated movies, Beauty and the Beast being the first one in 91. And then we got Toy Story 3, which I think was like 2011, I want to say, somewhere in there. And then right after that, we got Up. And we haven't had a nomination since in the Best Picture category for animation, which is crazy because there's been so many great animation movies coming out. But Up, definitely the most emotional, I would say, Pixar movie I've ever seen. I remember seeing it in the theater, and we all know that first like 5-10 minutes is such a tearjerker scene, which is weird. Not weird because Disney does like to make you cry by usually killing off someone's parents or something. But they do something here and it's great because it's almost done in the music number. Of course, the music is great. Michael Giacchino, I forget his name, who does the musical score, won the Oscar for Best Musical Score. It's a really good one. And that musical score with the images going on works so well together, so emotional. Man, I bawled my head off when I saw it in the theater. I was like so shocked. I never expected to be crying in the first 10 minutes of a Pixar movie. So they did a good job there. Usually I'm crying at the end of Pixar movies, not at the beginning. So they really get you at the beginning of this movie. And I watched it recently, still cry at the beginning. I cannot not cry. It's just too sad. And anyways, I always thought this was, my problem with this has always been that I don't think it's quite as funny maybe as some of the other Pixar movies on my list. And gets a little bit too more emotional and dramatic, I guess. And so I think I put this off, but, I still have to recognize the greatness of the story and, the idea of letting go and, this older character having to let go of the past, basically, and live his life. And the relationship he has with the boy, which I'm forgetting his name. There's some good stuff there. The best character is Doug, the talking dog, the whole... I just met you and now I love you and squirrel, oh, it's so funny. And yeah, overly, I just love that character so much. It definitely helps. Like I said, the beginning makes you cry. The ending makes me cry too. This last time I wasn't expecting to get so emotional, but when he gives the boy, which I'm forgetting names, but when he gives him that pin from his wife, tears me up. But yeah, so still, because of the emotional storyline, I have to give Up a lot of credit here. So I put Up at number 10 on my list. Number 9, I have Incredibles 2, sequel to Incredible movie, no pun intended, I guess. The Incredibles, and this is one of the best sequels to a great movie. And it's one that seemed like it took forever to get the sequel. Like we were getting, of course, a lot of Toy Story sequels. We were getting a lot of Car sequels, which we didn't need. We even got a, Finding Nemo sequel, I said, and I remember the whole time thinking like, why aren't we getting more Incredible sequels? Like that'd be such a great movie for sequels. It seemed like it's made for sequels. And finally, they came out Incredibles 2, and it did not disappoint. I would say almost pretty much as good as the first one, though I have the first one a little bit higher. Both equally just excellent movies by Brad Bird, and of course, yeah, it's a great. Right after the first one, kind of starting right at the first one, and dealing with the problems of being a superhero in this world that outlaws superheroes. And yeah, the whole storyline's great. I love the addition of all these different superpowered individuals coming in and all the fighting they have to do. Of course, I love Frozone. Frozone's probably my favorite character. He's always been my favorite out of the series. And Samuel Jackson, great voice work here. But yeah, I love the family dynamic. It was always great. And really great superpower superhero storyline, and the action scenes are so good. Like, this is probably some of the best action scenes I've seen in an animated movie. So, yeah, definitely a great one. I'd love to see Incredibles 3. I think they could do more on this family and the story. And some of the older actors are probably getting older now, so I'd love to see one before they get too old, of course. Overall, really good voice work and everything. So yeah, please bring us another Incredibles 3 movie, please, because they're just knocking it out of the park here, Brad Bird, with these two. So I have Incredibles 2 at number 9 on my list. To finish out my list at number 8, maybe somewhat of a surprise. I don't know why. This has always been one of my favorites, and that is Cars, the very first Cars movie. And I already said Cars 2 and Cars 3 are pretty terrible movies. They're towards the bottom of my list. Both of them are pretty low on my list. But the first original Cars I thought was a really excellent movie. And I think I saw it even twice in the theater. I was really a big fan of this movie. And I like the whole story. I don't know. It gets a lot of bad rap. A lot of people say Cars is a terrible movie series. And even the first one, people put pretty low in the list. I think I put it here at number 8. Is probably, I don't know, I put it higher than probably most people would. I don't know why that is. I just really enjoyed this one. Thought it was very funny. I loved all the different cars, like when it goes to Radiator Springs. I love the whole Radiator Springs setting. Out kind of looks like Monument Valley area. I enjoy that. But yeah, Paul Newman's great as Doc, you know, and I love you got the hippie van, you got the police car, I think you got military car, you got the Italian car, you got the old lady who's a Model T, you got the Porsche, you got Sally the Porsche who's a lawyer, Mater as the tow truck, who's this redneck beating up tow truck, voiced wonderfully by Larry the Cable Guy. Perfect casting there. Mater's, like I've said this probably before, he's my favorite character in this, and I think he gets a bad rap because Larry Cable Guy can be a one-note kind of actor, this redneck shtick, but it works for this character and for this movie. I said it didn't work for the second movie. I don't think they should have made him the main character, but as a good, funny side character, really good. And of course, Owen Wilson's great as Lightning McQueen. What a great name. And it has a really good story behind it about a guy that's a rookie. He's a young rookie who's hotshot. He's all about going fast. And Radio Springs kind of learns to slow down because it's more of a slow down, small town. You know, enjoy life, you know, slow down, enjoy life, you know, kind of attitude. And also being kind and helping others. He kind of learns to, you know, shut off all that ego and arrogance that he has, and really changes as a character and becomes a better car. I was going to say better person, but in this place, it's a better car. And his friendship with Mater is actually a really good buddy relationship. There's even a cartoon series, animated series on Disney, I think On the Road or something, with Lightning McQueen and Mater going on a road trip. It's a buddy road trip series. It's not very long, and it's actually really good. I really enjoy those two together. Have always been really good in the series. I think I would love to see more of them together. They seem to separate them in the second and third one, but this one, yeah, really good. I love the whole tractor tipping, stuff, cow tipping, you know, all that stuff. I really enjoy. And I love the James Taylor song, Our Town, I think it's called, or something like that. Really great song, and kind of the message behind, you know, yeah, this, you know, small town. I'm from a small town. I grew up in a really small town here in Kansas, and so I'm totally for the small town life. I totally get it, and I'm like, yeah. So when I heard that song, I don't know, it brought some great memories, I guess, of growing up in a small town to me, and I agree. I think they're better in big cities. So yeah, I thought that was a really good song and really great moment where he's really kind of changing inside. Yeah, and I think the racing scenes are really well done anyway. So yeah, I don't know. It gets a lot of hate. I really like Cars. It's still one of my favorite Pixar movies, and I will stand by it for all time. So yeah, so that's number 8 on my list, Cars, and so that's my 11 through 8 on the list. Some really good movies. I really enjoy again talk about these. Had to get through. It's hard to get through some of the Pixar movies I don't care about, but yeah, it's definitely fun when I get to these ones that I just really love to watch and rewatch over again. And of course, I got 7 more movies to talk about that I absolutely love. So that's why I want to do the Pixar rankings. I am a big fan of this animation studio overall. They're one of the best animation studios we ever had. Anyway, so it's been fun. So definitely got probably 2 more videos to cover the last 7 on here. But yeah, so please comment. What do you think about these 4 movies? You know, I love Jacob Martin, Adam from What the Gym has been doing their rankings with me. Love seeing that. We definitely have some disagreements, but it's fun to see what other people think. So yeah, definitely comment what your favorite Pixar movies are. Where are they in this, or what do you think about the movies I've said? I love to read the comments. And just thank you to everybody for watching this video. Thank you for liking it. And just thank you to all the subscribers for supporting the channel. I really appreciate all of you, especially since I got over 200 subscribers. Very exciting. I definitely want to do a video talking about that. So thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a really good day.